Let's get the comments rolling here on the Michigan Football Report. I want to know from you guys, kind of test your age, test kind of where you were in life when you started becoming a Michigan football fan. Who was the quarterback the season that you became a Michigan football fan, or hell, a diehard Michigan football fan, however you want to quantify it? Let me know down in the comments. I'll put this as the pinned comment beneath the video. So reply to that. The pinned comment, the one locked there at the top. Mine, folks, is Elvis Grbac, right? He was Michigan's quarterback, four-year starter from 89 to 92. That's the first season I remember was the 91 season, vaguely though. But Elvis Grbac was my quarterback there for the Michigan football program. This first season, I was a fan, although I did go to a few games prior to that with my dad and Michigan Stadium, etc. But I don't think you really know what's going on in the sports until you're at least into your you're 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. So I am Elvis Grbac guy. Let me know down in the comments. On today's show, we're going to talk about the all-purpose superstar that many are expecting to explode on the Michigan football offense this season. Next, a fan base divided, all right? So a lot of people have been chirping me online in the comments on Twitter saying, James, what's going on with Michigan? They're trying to get all political on us. I don't know about what's going on, but we're going to dive into what you guys want to know about. But first up on the show, we are going to talk CJ Carr, 2024 5-star, versus Dante Moore, 2023 5-star. In the history of recruiting, going back to the dawn of the internet, the state of Michigan has never had two 5-star quarterbacks, one in each in back-to-back classes like they do now with CJ Carr, 2024, and Dante Moore. But if you didn't see the show on Thursday, I want to remind you guys, we are on Rumble. We've been putting a lot of videos on Rumble, maybe, but they're all private now. If you haven't watched them yet, you can no longer watch them. So go over there. If you were like, hey, James is on YouTube today, what's going on? Maybe we're putting it on Rumble, okay? We've got a deal going on with Rumble, and I love the Rumble app, folks. You can close the app out, kind of swipe it out, and still listen to the audio of this show in the background that YouTube does not allow you to do. First question coming up from Bruce McGraw. Who should we be willing to lose, CJ Carr or Dante Moore? Now, if you guys didn't see it yesterday, I feel like this is becoming like a every other year thing. Ohio State has landed the number one quarterback in the 2024 class, which I actually think sounds like a bad thing, might actually be a good thing because they were probably the best competition for Dante Moore up there with Notre Dame. And hell, wouldn't it be the worst thing in the world if CJ Carr decided to commit to Ohio State? Well, there's a 5-star in his class, 2024 class, ranked better than him, that is now committed to Ohio State. So I don't think Ohio State's going to be in play for either of those quarterbacks. If you haven't followed along lately, and I haven't really covered CJ Carr much at all, but I've certainly followed his recruitment. The grandson of legendary national championship winning Michigan football coach Lloyd Carr. His dad was a fourth-string quarterback in the 90s, Jason Carr, and then he's being heavily pursued. Notre Dame is definitely the biggest competition right there, Michigan State and Wisconsin, right? But I do think that Alabama offered him recently. A bunch of other SEC schools have offered him. Expect Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M. They have been making inquiries lately. So I don't think he is going to be just constrained by geography of the state of Michigan, Notre Dame, or Wisconsin. I think a bunch of the national players are going to come after him. He's still got 2 years of high school left, right? It's kind of crazy when you think about these guys. You think about J.J. McCarthy committed in May of 2019, 3 years ago. He was only a sophomore in high school then, right? C.J. Carr is also only a sophomore in high school, kind of 2-3 weeks going till the end of his sophomore year. So a ton will happen for him, but there has been some talk. Maybe C.J. Carr might reclassify to the 2023. I think it's a bad idea. But my take is this. I think if C.J. Carr were to commit in the next 6 months, I think that would scare off Dante Moore from going to Michigan. I don't think he wants to have a 5-star right on his tail. They're friends. They hang out. They go to a lot of the same camps. They do a lot of the same stuff. So I think if CJ Carr decides to commit this summer or into the fall before Dante Moore had a chance to sign with Michigan in December, that would scare off Moore. So what I think the best play is for Michigan, go it all on Dante Moore. He's the one who's entering his senior year. He's the one that could be on campus in 7 months from now, in December, early January, as an early enrollee. And then you kind of pull the heartstrings of CJ Carr saying, hey, CJ, your granddaddy coached here, your daddy played here. You can't go to Notre Dame, or you were just excommunicated from the family. And hell, Michigan football fans will curse the day you were born for the rest of your life. I think if you get Moore, you can still get Carr. But if you get Carr first, I think Dante Moore is heading out the door, probably go to Notre Dame or somewhere else. Maybe he'll go down south, Florida, LSU, or others like has been rumored. But that is the latest. I think that's just my take. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I'm interested to see how it plays out with back-to-back 5-star quarterbacks in the state of Michigan. It's been too long for this. It has been too long for this, so let's light up the comment. You remember this photo, right? People have said, newscasts, the Wall Street Journal, New York Times have said, this guy in Dallas, Texas, did he will Michigan to beating Ohio State in 2021? This man, James Yoder, put on a 21-month campaign to will the program back to relevancy to beating the Buckeyes with this this photo. Beat Ohio State again, paid thousands for a graphic designer to create that. And the slogan, BOSA, they thought they had it. Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, bums. It's ours now, right? Beat Ohio State again. I want to keep it happen, so let's keep the vibes going. There is 6 months and 14 days away from the Michigan-Ohio State game, so let's kind of will it back into existence, get that big-time win on the road in Columbus. If it's below 32 degrees, Michigan's going to win guaranteed because Stroud cannot play in the snow, but go ahead and type BOSA down in the comments. As I mentioned at the top of the show, get after us on Rumble. Follow the show. I haven't promoted it too much, so we've only got like 125, 140 followers, something like that on there. So make sure you follow Michigan Football Report on Rumble. It is a new video platform that competes with YouTube. It's uncensored. It's unfiltered. So if you sometimes wonder, James, did you just get censored there? Did they just bleep out that word you said? It usually is true. The YouTube censors are coming for me, or if you want to listen in the background, you can do it on Rumble. All the swear words and conspiracy theories are allowed on Rumble, so get after us. Rumble.com/Michigan TV. Follow the channel. Listen, watch over there. I think you'll really like the experience. Coming up from the Facebook page, Nick Koyman says, who will have more receiving yards this season, Donovan Edwards or true freshman Darrius Clemons? If you don't follow recruiting closely, committed to Michigan on National Signing Day in December, enrolled early, and frankly was one of the big-time stars of spring practice and has continued to make waves in 7-on-7s. But if you saw the videos we put out on Tuesday and Thursday, we talked about the wide receiver group, right? There's 5-6 guys that have a ton of experience. But Donovan Edwards is a running back, right? But he had some great plays out of the backfield last year, kind of coming out of the backfield and catching and lining up as a wide receiver. And hell, you saw that pass he made against Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Look at the stats on screen, though. 10 catches, 170, 17 yards per catch. I think his one touchdown went for like 70-plus yards. That was all in one game against Maryland. Really the first game they featured him more than a carry here, a carry there. And that is a Michigan football record for a running back in a single game. So 170 yards. I think Michigan's going to use him all over the field this year. I think. Now, you're going to say, Yoder, you're crazy here. Whether it's this season or next, I think you are going to get several Reggie Bush-type performances over the next couple seasons from Donovan Edwards, where he's got 125 yards receiving, 130 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and then maybe takes a punt or a kickoff back for a touchdown or down inside the 20. I think Donovan Edwards has the potential to step up and be a superstar for Michigan. And there's an argument that could be made that Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum could be a more explosive combo than Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins were last year. But I'm so pumped up for Edwards this year. I think he is going to be a superstar. If he doesn't get an All-American season over the next 2 years, expecting that he would leave after his third year if he has a couple good seasons, I would be disappointed if he is not an All-American level player and potentially a Heisman finalist or award winner. He's one of the most dangerous weapons Michigan's had from an offensive perspective in years. I'm pumped for Donovan Edwards. I think he's going to make an impact in many ways this year. Catching the ball, receiving the ball. So for that question, though, I am going to take Donovan Edwards over Darrius Clemons. But let me know. Get going in the comments. What do you have last year total, Peterson? You remember Donovan Edwards? It's like 235, 265 yards, something like that he had. 170 came in that one game. So the stats are a little slanted, but go down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. How many receiving yards will Donovan Edwards? 265 yards. So outside that one game, only had 95 more yards. So, sometimes outliers can skew averages, but let me know what you guys think. Total receiving yards for Donovan Edwards in 2022. I'm going to go with 550 is the number that I'm going to say. Also going to say he's about to have 800 yards rushing, a true dual threat for Jim Harbaugh. Offensive coordinator Sherrone Moore and offensive coordinator Matt Weiss. All right, I told the producer, I said, don't put this in. We can't have this kind of stuff. People are sick of politics, but they snuck it in on me. Ryan Copas from the Facebook page, he says, what can the University of Michigan do next to divide the fan base? He says, number one, Kaepernick in the spring game. We all know why that was divisive. Number two, I don't know if you saw this last week. Anthony Fauci was at Michigan's graduation. What do they call him, Brett? Doctor of Science? It's quite the title. I think it was called, they gave him an honorary Doctor of Science. And then with the question is, what can they do next? So I'm actually pretty curious what Michigan could do next. Fauci, I guess it would actually be like have Trump there. That might be divisive. Anybody political probably would be divisive. I'm not sure if they can do anything more than those. I think those are two people that if you mention their name, 50% of people get nuts on one side, 50% on the other side. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm going to be Switzerland. Grade. We're talking about Fauci here because he was just at Michigan last Saturday for graduation. Grade Anthony Fauci's, Dr. Fauci's job performance as the Dean of Science. He puts the bro in Corona Bro. Grade his performance over the last 3 calendar years, 2020, 2021, and now 4.5 months into 2022. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. And hey, look. We're not trying to stifle free speech here. So if you want to give us your thoughts on Michigan having Fauci at graduation, positive or negative, let me know down in the comments. I'd be interested to hear what you think. Go ahead and grade Fauci's performance, though, A, B, C, D, or F. Kyle asked from the YouTube channel, did Chris Hinton make a mistake by leaving early? It's a tough question. Top 40 player 3 years ago. Daz, 15-year NFL player. I don't know. Did he make a bad decision by leaving early after 3 years, a year and a half starting, going to the NFL draft? Did he make a mistake, not get drafted? Yes, of course he made a mistake. It was one of the stupidest decisions a Michigan football player has made in years. Everyone told him they had a brain. You're not going to get drafted. You might go 7th round. You have 2 seasons of eligibility left in Michigan. You are going to be featured next year as a returning starter, get strengthen the interior with Mazi Smith. Why would he go pro? It makes no sense. There's no way he sticks on with an NFL team, I think, at this point. So it was one of the bigger mistakes I've seen out of a Michigan player in quite a long time. Him, Vincent Gray, probably has more of a chance to stick on because he's a secondary player and, more of those guys stick on rosters typically. But I think he made a big-time mistake. I think he definitely should have came back last year. Whoever gave Chris Hinton advice and said leave Michigan with 2 years of eligibility and go pro, wildly bad decision. So he definitely made a mistake. We asked it, folks, at the top of the show. The comment section might be getting crazy right now. You have to kind of sift through some of these Fauci comments if people are giving opinions on that. But let me know again, who was the Michigan quarterback the season you became a fan? As I told you guys, mine was Elvis Grbac. So I want to hear from you guys. Make sure we keep some positive things, right? Don't have to go all negative like the Fauci question. All right. It is Saturday. I'm going to go crack myself open a beer, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll be back with more Michigan football videos on YouTube and on Rumble next week. Until then, go Blue.